You're listening to the Soju Sessions, episode 63 on the SojuTalk Nation podcast feed. I'm your host, Crispy, also known as Crispy Wonton or simply just Anton. And on today's episode, Reach returns to the show for our weekly Queendom 2 discussion on episode 9. So it is the wrap up of the Fantastic Song Challenge with LOONA, Brave Girls, and Hyolyn. We get into some details about what we thought about the song, the preparation, and then the results. Some surprising point totals, some surprising rankings. A lot of really great character and emotional moments throughout this episode for sure. And then to preview the final stage, the final song, we do the first ever SojuTalk Draft, where Reach and I go back and forth picking our favorite songs that will comprise of our Queendom 2 playlist. We go back and forth and we kind of describe the songs as well. So yeah, all really fun stuff. We go pretty long in the episode, so I hope you guys enjoy. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of the US based listeners out there, to the SojuTalk Nation that is in the States. For those in other parts of the world, enjoy your Monday. Hope you guys are well as we go into the summertime. And most importantly, very happy birthday to Unha from VVZ, formerly of G-Friend. It is her birthday exactly today on May 30th. So I don't know if you could tell, but I've become an enormous fan of hers. A myriad of ways. So yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to Biff Mella for reminding me. And it's a good time. It is a good time all over here at the SojuTalk Nation talking about Queendom 2. So let's get into it. Coming up, my chat with Reach on Queendom 2 episode 9 on the Soju Sessions. Joining Soju Sessions on this beautiful Sunday morning to do our weekly Queendom 2 recap. This is episode 9. Joining me as always, the one and only Reach. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, welcome to this beautiful Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, no, it's it's Memorial Day weekend here in the States. There is a holiday tomorrow, but we got some time Sunday morning, so we're gonna talk about Queendom. We're gonna get through our thoughts. We're going to enjoy and celebrate these 3 amazing stages, kind of remarkable stages. Let's start off with LOONA and Butterfly. So the preparation work for this episode was a lot about reflecting on what LOONA means to orbits, right? Kind of what Butterfly represents between the lyrics and them being able to perform this for the first time for the entire world at KCON 2019, and then that being the real landing spot for LOONA as far as the general K-pop audience and fans. What did you think about all of the old footage and the way that the girls talked about the significance, the meaning of Butterfly?
Well, Butterfly is I think Heejin quoted is one of the song that defines our identity. I think she said it in the show, and I agree with that because this song is something special for LOONA and the fandom because we still think, well, personally I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but for me I think it's their greatest single. So even now, because it has so much meaning and it's very unique. Uh, 1 second. Sorry, someone just walked in.
No
And
worries.
well, it's a very unique song, I said, and it happened during an era when it's like the darkest, I guess, for the whole group. I think I mentioned a while back about the whole promotion disaster they had during Butterfly and then the XX album. And it's kind of, what's the word? Ironic, I guess, that their best song came out at the worst time for them, and it's also very important to them because, like Keegan said, it defines how um, what they are, who they are, right? Even if they're second single, and we get to see after the performance the emotion and what they thought about uh, when they were preparing for this, how it brings them back when they were actually practicing for the comeback back in 2000. I forget the date. So that's where it's at right now. Um, and I really like their fan meeting wasn't actually a fan meeting. They had show um, post-its from fans. They wrote the post-its and posted in a board, and they get to reply to them one by one. And a video show about, I think it was a firefighter orbit that was pretty special. And you know, they they got a little crying party also. So yeah, that was it was a no-brainer. They didn't even choose it. They don't even debate what song they're gonna do. It was already chosen. Everybody already know that this is the song they want them to perform.
Yeah, it was no discussion, I'd say.
Yeah,
Really cool seeing all the international fans submit videos as well. It really goes to show that LOONA historically has had a larger international following than I think a lot of people realize. Well, maybe they do realize it, but it's that's where the majority of the fandom has carried LOONA from, right? The international fans. It's really cool to see the variety of people, the different backgrounds you saw in that video.
yeah.
Go ahead.
With all the reactors too. They they pull up like Brisk. I think it was one of the reactors, and then there's a couple that I watch reactions, so I recognize most of them.
Yeah, no, it's cool that the internet can kind of be that stability point for LOONA, where
Yeah,
without the internet, without just the ability to connect with people from across the world, they may not have the same fandom or same audience as other groups,
yeah.
which is really special for them, right? And then they do select Butterfly with no discussion, and then they get to work. It does feel like Eve has just been highlighted throughout this entire show as like a worker. She's kind of in the center of everything. So it was her and Hustle kind of rearranging the song musically with the producer, and then I think it was just primarily her working on the choreography. I did go back to watch the Butterfly dance performance. I saw some of the changes. What did you think about the different, some of the different changes? And do you feel like it was enough of a change, or did they retain the original essence of Butterfly to what you thought?
Well, let's start with terms of the song, right? I think they mentioned that the song is just very, I guess the original is just too memorable. What's the word? Iconic or something like that. That I don't think they want to change it too much, and I think they accomplished that. They make the background music sort of like how you explain this? Like concert ish, more violence, more dreamy. No, not dreamy. What's a good word for this, Chris?
Orchestral.
Orchestral. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
definitely.
word.
Yeah, they definitely allowed the instrumentation to play a little bit more naturally.
Hmm.
You get to really hear the strings. You get to hear the brass a little bit more than the original version. And I think that plays into the fact that it is a stage performance, right? You are able to
Yeah,
be more dramatic with those sounds opposed to kind of the electronic version of the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it does give you that extra bit of emotion. Want to jump
Yeah.
into? Go ahead.
I just want to continue that. I think they also try not to change the song too much. I remember I made a comment about earlier in the challenge about Uju Sonyo that they kind of kept. I forgot if it was Uju Sonyo or VVT when they take their song and then they just change the background music, but didn't really change the music as much. I had a negative connotation then, but for this one, if you look at the song Butterfly, it's like kind of like a mellow song, not really an upbeat song. So I have no problem if they keep the original. Also, the original was just to, is like there's nothing more you can do to it to make it better.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
that that was the direction that they landed on, right? As far
Yeah.
as musically, what message they wanted to convey to the
Yeah.
audience and to orbit. Because again, it's the fan song, it's the fan selection. So what's the message
Mm-hmm.
that they want to give to everyone who supported them and followed them all this time? And I think they did that. They showed a lot of the choreography, the bruises, and all of
Oh,
these. Uh, and they no comment. That is just hard work, and yeah, that just looks painful. That's all I will say. Oh my goodness. But I mean, I'm just happy when Eve gets like front and center for any storyline. So her just like turning into serious teacher mode, saying like, don't be all like loose with it. Like you had to be focused. You have to be emotional. You have to be powerful. To go give me
yeah.
more. Do I need to see the rest of the episode, or can I just rewind this 10 times?
Yeah, I love that part.
I did rewind it 10 times, as a matter of fact. But it did play into the story quite well, right? Where you do get a sense of how much this performance meant to them. So they are going to put that much to practice.
Yeah.
Anything else about the prep work you want to touch on?
No, I mean they we saw the bruises. They're red badge of courage. They're bruises.
Yeah, so much hard work going into an amazingly well crafted stage. So let's get into it. The stage had this dreamy quality, like you said. The smoke machine was going. The moon was in the background. It was
Yes.
not a typical moon. I think it was off colored. I don't know. If I have that color, orange-ish, right?
Something I don't remember.
It wasn't the typical like yellow white moon. Was what I
Uh-huh.
remember. But then the visual component that really stood out to me was the dancers and how they imitated wings flapping,
Mm.
the LED lights. That was incredible. To me, it kind of served two things, right? Where very clearly the movement was wings, but the LED lights themselves very easily interpret that as being the stars in the night sky, along with LOONA, right?
Yeah.
And how that surrounds them, the unit as a group. What did you think about the dreaming nature of the performance and kind of the use of the stage to kind of give you a sense of drifting between the different sections of the song?
Yeah, we started with Hassel's English, and we also, Heejin kind of do her art, and she drew like the calligraphic bee or butterfly, and also I think there's like a German in the beginning. It's like I wrote it down. Flüge eins og Fiorildi, and I watched it on Viki, and then they subtitled it "Fly Like a Fox." Do you remember that?
Yes, it was like a
But
fox.
it means fly like a butterfly. It's not fox. So they made a subtitle error there.
I think they
I was
did
like,
like
what?
a direct translation because that looked wrong, and I was like, I think they meant butterfly.
Yeah. I was like, fox. That's like out of left field. Well, anyways, great start. And then they start with, of course, the dancer and then the light LED on their sleeves and their torso, imitating the butterfly wings. And the first half before the second chorus was new things, the new choreo that we saw during the practice, the b-boy hold that we saw, and then boy, they were sharp, and that's very on brand with LOONA, and that's what they're trying to, or Eve trying to, train everyone to do, and they killed that first half of the song, and then came the Olivia Vivi Hustle spiderweb scene, which was, can we get more Vivi content out here, please? Because that was amazing. And then
shout out
comes
to all the VV stands.
yes,
We are
yes,
here for you. We understand.
she got quite the coverage here. She had also one line later, during the bridge. Also now the second part, the second choreo, they actually kept the original choreo. So that was because they had the iconic floor work when they did the kneeling and then the hair sway. So I appreciate them keeping that part of the choreo. And then we have the bridge, and then Cherry trust fall to the back dancer. That was I guess the point. And after that, they go to the final chorus and the intro. Boy, they the LED in the back, everything lights up, and then the butterflies start flying out of the middle of the screen, and they do their thing in the middle of the stage with all the dancers surrounding in the side. I I was speech. I was literally just silent after that. I'm like, wow, I felt something there. I felt something there because this song just means something to people that follow LOONA very closely. So man, yeah,
was, that was a very beautiful sentiment. Very well said.
yeah.
My favorite part of the performance were definitely Eve and Heejin. Heejin definitely in the last third of the song. I think she has two dance breaks or at least two focal
Mm-hmm.
points. The dance break right before the end of the song is incredible. That's when the song shifts a little bit. It turns into kind of an electronica song.
Yeah.
And then that's where the butterflies come down, and then Heejin does her little spin move. Man, she's so good at K-pop. Holy smokes! And them coming together at the end, again, very much signifies that they are a unit, they're a group, and that this is a song for the fans. As far
Yeah.
as them being butterflies and
Nailed it.
morphing into this version of who they are as people, and I think that's incredible. I think it's beautiful. I think the only thing that so I watched it several times because I love the song. But I will admit the first time seeing it within the context of the show, I wanted a little bit more, just because the tone shifts a little bit, right? Because
Yeah.
the performances up until that point had been like extremely high energy, kind of aggressive. If you want to think about like
Yeah.
Kepler,
Mm-hmm.
and then like very dramatic. Where the story is very subtle. So for me, I had
Yeah.
to kind of adjust my expectation and kind of my brain where I was with it. So the first time watching it, I kind of felt like, okay, this is mellow. This is a mellow shift. Maybe not my favorite. After
Yeah.
rewatching it on its own and also without the reactions of the other idols, it's really good. They told a really great story because you're able to kind of focus on all the details. And I think with a stage like this, there are so many details where perhaps in the moment you're in the audience, it's going to feel a lot different if you have all of your attention just on the stage, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me as an audience member watching it from home with the show, having just watched 20 minutes of the lead up and then cutting back and forth with all the idol reactions, a lot of distractions, right?
Yeah.
Where if I'm able to just really sit and dig into all of the movements and how different members were highlighted. I mean, Vivi, I paid attention to Vivi. Yeah, I know I'm the problem. I get it. But the fact that I could pay attention to her on this one, I think that's a sign of growth on my part. And I think it all just came together because you do get to really see what the song means to them throughout this performance.
Yeah. You know, interesting you bring up that analysis because there's quite a divide if you go to a Luna Discord. There's a couple people like, I want like you said, like, that was kind of I need more umph, more energy at this stage, right? A lot of people say that. And it's interesting because people that say that are like people who found out Luna later, like during maybe Why Not era, right? But people that kind of like that was people that says like me, it was like that was one of the greatest days, very emotional, very close, that connection between the fans are people that went through the whole, the beginning, the pre-debut, and then the actual debut with 12 members, and going through all that butterfly commotion, right? And that was very interesting. You brought that up, and I understand both points because if you don't have that, if you don't go through that, you can't really have the same. You can't really see the stage in the same way, in the same manner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, totally. Luckily, we do this show, so I feel like
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
responsibility that I need to give it a second, a third chance and kind of
yeah.
delve deeper into it. Which I'm aware enough of the situation around it, so I knew what they were drawing from, but I needed to, me personally, make those connections with what was happening on stage, and then seeing
Yeah.
it without distraction. It's like, okay, I see it now, which I hope is what the audience got, and I think it was
Yeah.
reflected in the audience vote actually. So,
Yes, actually it is. I actually did a little math, which I didn't need to because everything's in wiki, but I redid it. But this final score at the end was very interesting, and we'll get there when we get there.
yeah, yeah, totally. All right, let's move on now to Brave Girls with Red
Oh,
Sun. Really fun, prep work. So it was just them continue on the stream, on the live stream that we saw in the previous episode. Them looking through the sticky notes. They did talk about wanting to do the other song, "Help Me" and "High Heel."
hmm
Um,
yes.
6 years ago, K-pop was very different, guys. It really felt like it was 2 decades ago that stuff like that, like, was on TV, right? But
Less than
man,
that.
yeah, today K-pop looks very different. But I think musically, hearing those songs would have been great choices. But the message behind Red Sun and the emotional storytelling they were able to tell within this show really made you understand what that song meant. Like, I didn't know the song prior to this, but then the way they talked about it, and then motivating me
Yeah.
to read along with the subtitles, with the lyrics,
Uh
um,
huh.
it's a big emotional punch. Um, well, how did you feel about the prep work? There wasn't too much addition to it, but they really wanted to tell the story of the Brave Girl's journey, to all the ups and downs. How did that all hit you emotionally to set you up for the stage?
Well, first of all, where can I watch this live? Do you know where can I watch this live? Because I really want to rewatch it. The little Queendom live where they had the fans kind of chiming in and have it turns out it's supposed to be an important live where they talk to the fans and choose their songs. It ended up to be like just a karaoke party where they're having fun, which was great. Which was great. Where can I watch this? Is this a V Live or something?
They didn't say, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I could go on Brave Girls Discord and ask, but
yeah, we'll do that
yeah,
later.
that's a really good point. I didn't think about to look for that V Live or that live stream. So good call.
Yeah, so they sing the funniest part there was like, are we gonna do next level?
I so much
uh,
wanted that. Oh, they're just like next
no,
level.
and all the oldie song they had to sing too. That was I would watch this live.
They did a nice job of having Min Young sing
hmm
those old songs and then like
Yeah,
showing this the still. And I was like, oh yeah, I feel it now. Like I hear the '90s coming out of Min Young's voice.
yeah, and also the way they come to Red Sun, and of course, it's such a yeah. Just go to Red Sun, go to the lyrics, and read over them. It's kind of like it. It's it reflects on what they're going through that whole hiatus and rolling and winning the AMAs, right? That's crazy. So the prep work shows really sets up the story, and also I think they well, do I need to spoil it? But they did really good, guys.
It did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they even weaved it. So we'll kind of jump into the performance from here. So they weaved it really well into the performance, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Yeah.
that we got as far as the prep work, them telling us about, them reverse climbing and all of that was very much represented in the stage. So the stage opens up with a film reel, them turning it on and then having it project onto the front stage where it's Yuna. The date is December 2020. So right before Roland, like
Yeah.
legitimately like days before it happened, her saying that she's probably done being an idol. She doesn't know what she wants to do anymore. It was also on was it Knowing Brothers? Knowing Brothers is the one they're in school, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they did come on to Knowing Brothers that year, and they talked about what the end of their careers was going to look like. I
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
which member it was. It might have been Yuna, saying that she just got a certificate to be a barista at that point.
Yeah, I forgot who it was too.
It,
Yeah, I can't remember.
yeah, yeah, because I know, yeah, that's
Could have been, you know.
I think it's Yuna, yeah. So that clip was really powerful for me because like I had followed it that year. It's like I knew exactly what was going on. So them to incorporate that into the song, into the stage, it's kind of brilliant. Well, let's go into the song. What did you think about the stage performance of the song and the fact that it was a very bright song with kind of a heavy meaning, kind of an emotional meaning?
Rate analysis, that's exactly where I'm going. They started off with the shoe. Like the shoe, I guess, resemble uh what can you say? Like it's like a Cinderella-ish story. I guess that's how I get it. It's like a journey. Like its shoes, it takes you places. They open up, like you said, with that really sad, somber video of Yuna telling her story, and then you coming in like, what is all right? This is gonna be sad AF. But then the song plays, and it's a classical rendition of the original song Red Sun, and it's a classical rendition of Canon in D. And I have to look this up. I thought it was like some Bach or Beethoven, but it's by Pachelbel, a uh, German guy who does classical music. Um, it's a very upbeat, happy song, but for some reason, like when I'm watching it, I see everyone's happy, everything's so bright, but you have this like sad undertone kind of like lingering throughout this whole time. And I couldn't figure it out because it was just so weird. Like you see the sad video, but then you have a very happy performance, and then the second part, the second they stop in the middle, and then they show it when they win the AMA award, and everything just like, oh, this is what happens. Everything makes sense, and then the second part when they kind of go out, the ending of towards the ending of the song, it's like a sigh of relief type of feeling. Like I don't have to go through this turmoil. Like this, something has found me, and that song is rolling, of course, right? But like this, it's like a miracle, right? Not something like this doesn't happen all the time to anybody. So I think that's where I got it, and it gets very emotional at the end, and they're still smiling, but it was like instead of like a tears of sadness, it's like a tears of joy. So that was great, and the reaction of the other idols is just very heavy also.
Yeah, you've actually got me thinking in a different direction than what I was going to say.
Oh,
Um, yeah, now that you mention it, it does represent the dichotomy in K-pop, right? Where on the outside, on the exterior, the idols are expected to be happy. They're expected to represent themselves as entertainers, singers, dancers, and show this side of them that is a relief for everyone else, right? You
Yeah.
know, they are idols. We idolize them. But internally, they are people. They're going through things. They go through all the struggles, concerns, worries that we all have, but it's just so much more magnified because it's in the spotlight. And I
Yeah.
think with a song like this and a performance like this, it shows both of those sides where the song, like you said, it's very bright. It's a classical rendition. I got a lot of Red Velvet vibes out of this, so I loved it.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, but then there's a very clear undertone of emotion, almost like a poignant, it's a poignant feel to it, with the way that they moved throughout the stage. And you can see it on their face.
Yeah.
You can see it specifically on the uncut version where it doesn't feel like they're acting. It feels like they're just like living in the moment. And I think
For sure.
it comes down to, this is the journey of an idol. This is the journey of someone who wants to be in entertainment. There's going to be ups and downs. Going to be the bright, flowery road that they mentioned.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be the dark times. They cut to a clip of Yuna falling off of the chair. It was just hard to watch. That's why they don't do that part of the choreography anymore because of that incident. But I mean, again, it's representative of the highs and lows, the literal highs and lows of K-pop.
Yeah.
And at the end of at least this chapter, this part of the road, it's more of where do you find peace? Where do you find inner contentment? And
Yeah.
not just in winning, because they've kind of resigned to the fact that this might be the last stage. It's the people that you've met along the way and the person that you are. And I feel like they've come to that peace at the end of the stage, or just a very emotional overwhelmedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick with the song. I love the vocals, Min Young. I feel like this fits Min Young right here. Like it's fun, right?
Yep, this is her song.
Yeah, it's fun. It's got energy, but then she's able to playfully belt in and out of the song. It's not just like this overwhelming like belting all the time. Eunji, right? The dancer. Yeah. I didn't realize she was that good of a vocalist. There were times I was like, oh, she could do everything. I love the fact that they all had hand mics and they were all very capable and willing to sing. I think that is just helpful for differentiating them from the rest of the other performers, right? Because they are more of a singing group than they are just a dancing.
Yeah.
And the choreography, I would say very not so much dance choreographies as stage and acting choreography. I feel like that was the primary focus. And I picked it up right away. So I was just really happy that was the direction they were going. And then lastly, the flowery dresses. Happy looking kids on stage, man. Just good times.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Anything else about the stage and performance? And then we'll kind of get into some of the reactions of the other idols.
No. I mean, it's just a good stage. Like you said, it's not much. There's not much of like performance to it. Like I'm talking about like maybe like choreo, like sharp choreo here and there. They were kind of like going through the performance as if they're telling the story. Kind of like we're just going through the our life. We're just following everything that comes with all the blessings and everything. And it's one of the most meaningful stages I've ever seen, I think. And they don't have to, when they try, when someone try hard to do something, like they don't need to do that. They don't need to do that to convey this meaning to everybody. Everyone immediately catches on. And I think partly because of the clip at the beginning and the middle, that's the key to this performance right here.
Yeah, it really sets you up to feel what they went through, right?
Yeah.
So some of my favorite reactions throughout and at the end. I'll just list them and then you can talk about them. All right, here we go. Yorm. LOONA,
Yes.
Unha, Eve, Chu, Kimlip,
Yes.
Heejin. My God, all the crying. Reach, which one did you enjoy the most?
Yoram pretty much broke down here because the meaning of the song really got to her. It gets everyone thinking like, oh, we might go through what they're doing because they're in the same, not in the same shoe, but they're like in the same line of business of things that might happen. I think they hit them hard, and then yeah, I mean Yoram is just perfect. It's how you're supposed to react to this kind of performance. Same with Luda. She's like a cheery girl, but she kind of also cried here, which is interesting.
I was
Exy,
surprised. I was so
uh,
surprised.
yeah. I mean, we didn't see Exy. I, I thought we were gonna see Exy crying because she's such a crier, you know. And of course, Eve, Kim Lip, and Chu, and Heejin. Uh, VVZ was they were kind of stoic, but I think they're really good at holding things in. But they all felt it. We didn't see much Kepler in that one, but there would have been a crying party there too.
Yeah, they didn't cut to them. That's
Nor
surprising.
Hyolyn.
Hyolyn
Yeah.
doesn't feel things.
You don't cry, you don't get coverage.
Right. In this episode specifically, Eve just cries like for 50% of this episode. I'm just convinced.
She's funny.
I love her.
She's like she's like X. She's like the strongest, the charismatic leader, but she cries too.
You're saying I have a type.
Did I get it right?
You just how did I put myself in this corner? I don't know.
You like that duality.
The duality. You are correct. I want to quote Unha here. So she does the Unha thing where I think she's crying, but she's also kind of just happy and like, I don't know. The last quote that she has that it's translated is, I hope they'll always smile. And I'm just like that.
Finn. Very good.
Adorable.
Ended the book.
Right. Next stage. All right. So the next stage picks us up in energy and takes us in a different emotional direction. So we have Hyolyn, CC, CC Bay. I think that is the combination of the themes that you wanted to encapsulate.
Bay.
So the prep work was her talking about her time busking and performing on the street in front of live audiences that were not stages essentially, right? So just kind of performing in front of people in public.
Busking,
yeah. And just her relationship with the fans when she went solo. I thought that was really heartwarming. And then kind of performing in front of on the waterfront, doing the acoustic versions of both CC and Bay. I gotta say, I don't know what it is about that era in K-pop. I wasn't as big into K-pop then as I am now, but hearing those two songs, I was immediately like emotionally transported to the time when I heard them. It feels like they're just like these cornerstone iconic like summertime songs. They're just like, I just inherently know them. Did you get that same feeling when you heard them and with the additional emotion of it being acoustic?
It's been happening throughout the show. When I see old G-Friend song, I'm transported back. And when I heard old song, I transported back LOONA as well. And of course Hyolyn also. So yeah, we're in the same boat. I mean, they're iconic summer idols, so all their songs just transport you back wherever it was, peaking.
Yeah, there's the timelessness about these songs, and I just felt it immediately. I didn't realize I was gonna feel that way until like I saw it happening. I was like, oh God, it's like Hyolyn's been part of my life, but I didn't even know.
You didn't even know,
right? Truly. So they did land on CC as the song. Really cool message. She really wanted to capture the fan appreciation side of things. So much so that she brought someone from her past. Hyolyn from Street Woman Fighter is part of the performance. So Hyolyn's history with Hyolyn is that she was in middle school. She watched her. She was busking. and she was loud. She was just so excited to the point that she carried that energy into the rest of her life, where she trained as a dancer. So she, I think, danced at or with 1 Million Dancer, 1 Million Dance Studio. She
Uh-huh.
was on Street Woman Fighter. They showed clips of her being in the CL music video from this year, Cherry, and then Somi with XOXO. Turns out she's an incredible dancer. Go watch her videos. Oh my God. Amazing. You watch Street Woman Fighter. You know her well. Tell me more about Hedam.
Well, she's not from Street Woman Fighter. She's from Street Dance Girl Fighter, which is the high school version. Yeah,
Because she's
yeah. She's
not a
from a.
woman. I wrote that
Now
wrong.
she is, right? Maybe I don't know.
She's still in high school,
Well,
right? She's a kid.
yeah, the show is Street Girl Dance Fighter from high school. So yeah, she's still a high school kid now, maybe just 1 year older after the show. She's from a group called Amazon. That was her crew, and sadly, she was I forgot who the winner was, but she didn't make it. But I believe they finished really well. But anyways, but that's who she is. She has lots of uh, she worked with a lot of artists, danced with them also, like you mentioned, and I didn't know this story about her and Hyolyn, how she's been idolizing her since she was little. She saw her doing busking when she was like in middle school, and then she strived to be. It's like the perfect example of what a fan is and how an idol inspires someone to become something, right? And that's such a good uh, setup for her performance, which is exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it. So it starts off on a train. So kind of using a really cool effect of Hedam, going somewhere. School's over, watching Hyolyn's videos on her phone, and then they fall asleep and get transported to the beach where Hyolyn is there to save the fans, to be the life preserver, to give life to the fans. What did you think
Save
about?
us,
Right? Was it Bay Beach? Man,
Bay Beach, baby.
Bay Bay.
I don't know.
What did you think about Hyolyn again doing the summer queen thing, because she is the summer queen with this song and the beach concept.
It's only proper to start off summer very early because we're still in May. With Hyolyn of Sistar, formerly known as Sistar, which are the Summer Queens, and this song is very on brand of what she does best when she was in Sistar, and even better with her song CC slash Bay, which I just found out is her fandom name, by the way, Bay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
learned that on this episode.
I'm like, well, uh, so I really like her performance. It's very powerful, very sexy, and you know, to me, it feels like it's her stage, but I feel like Harim is like the main character of this performance. Even though she hasn't she doesn't only show in the beginning at the end, right? But I feel like I think one of the lyrics like okay, I don't remember the lyrics, but it was something along the line of like come over here, something like that. I'm waiting for you, something like that. And yeah, I think it just played with the story really well, how she inspired this one kid to become, I guess, her best of herself. And then she said it at the end of the performance after it behind, like, yeah, I accomplished my dreams. I accomplished my dreams, and then it cuts out, and that was well done.
Yeah, that's a really good way to describe this performance, right? Where it's very much Hyolyn doing an amazing stage, but then the emphasis was definitely on Hadam's character, right? Where it is about daydreaming, about what
Yeah,
happens when you have this goal that you want to accomplish, this person that you draw inspiration from, and then how does that manifest? How does that turn into reality? I think at the end of the performance, she wakes up and she sees her on stage and she pulls her in, because again, it's about including everyone in your journey, no matter how big or small they are.
Yeah.
And it's all relative. And then Hedam just kills the stage. I kind of love it. She is a true professional at like
She's pro.
12 years old. She's not 12 years old, but essentially 12 years old. And it's like, wow, when I was that age, I could not even walk properly. I don't know how you are dancing so brilliantly. She's just killing it. The song itself, I love the vocals here. This is more of a comparison with her own stages. So Touch My Body was very fun. I can't really listen to that song without the stage. Like, I need to watch it for me to get like the full experience. I don't love that song on its own. For CC Bay, I've been listening to it the past couple of days. I really like it. I like this more as a song. So I think that's where I would put this a little bit above Touch My Body, even though I think Touch My Body was just a really dramatic way to start Queendom 2. This feels a little bit more personal. This feels a little bit more kind of in line of what Hyolyn has done recently. Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's a little bit more just easy to listen to. It's easy listening with power vocals. Kind of weird, but it works. And I think the color scheme was great. Orange, just all the lifeguards. Please, if I was drowning and someone wanted to resuscitate me, feel free. You're more than welcome.
Please do.
If you look like that. And I do like the back and forth between the daydreaming and waking up on the beach. Absolutely killed it. I did have one question I wanted to ask you about the stage, though. I'm not sure if I misinterpreted it or not. What was well, I guess the question is, did the stage end how it was supposed to end? Because you see Hedam and then you see Hyolyn, and then the lights turn blue, and then the song plays again, but kind of like on a tape recorder. So it's like, there's a little bit more, right? There's a prologue to what's happening.
Yeah.
And Hedam doesn't move. Hyolyn goes to the back of the stage and picks up the 2 life preservers. And then the video cuts to them just like stopping. Was that how it was supposed to end, or did someone mess up?
I feel like I never thought about that, really, honestly. I thought, to my understanding, was like Hyolyn's like, she does her thing. I'm going back to the storyline, right? Like, Hedam is being inspired, and now she's quote unquote become Hyolyn, if that makes sense. And now she's leaving the stage, kind of leaving her to kind of continue the whole inspiration business. That's how I get it.
Okay. I watched it a couple times. I'm still confused as to how that was supposed to end, because it does feel like there's a clear end point at one point, but then the music starts again, and then Hyolyn moves, and then they redo the ending fairy, and Hyolyn's not in the frame. It's just Hedam, so it's like, did someone mess up and they didn't address it on the show? Because it does feel like it's a little incomplete, but nobody pointed it out. So I don't know if that was the intention.
Maybe it's to be continued on her final stage.
Maybe it's just a creative choice at the end.
Maybe.
But I will say, aside from that, I don't know. I like the stage, but I have an idea why the results were the way they were.
Oh, the results was interesting.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on the stage, Hyolyn stage for CC Bay?
No, I think it's just a nice and solid stage. It does its thing. And I have no complaints. And yes, good song to repeat.
Great song to repeat. We're in summer. It's here. It's around the corner.
It's here.
June
yes.
is in a couple of days, guys. All right, let's get to the results. So we've got a lot of buildup here. So the primary story for this entire 45 minutes of the episode, 45 minutes that went by very fast, by the way. I loved it. Is Brave Girls, are they going to be eliminated? And they kept cutting back to all the past results. 5th place, the 6th place, Yoo-jung, eating and saying we're really that bad. It's like, I feel like that's their favorite clip on this show. They show it 30 times every episode. So a lot of build up, a lot of anticipation. So they first show the self evaluation points, and that's they show the unit points. So the unit points with the vocal and dance unit, and
Yep.
Brave Girls gets 4,000, Cosmic Girls gets 4,000, because the combination of their groups had first and
Mm-hmm.
second place. Made sense. And then they showed the self evaluations. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Surprising everyone. So Brave Girls gets 2 level up
Yeah.
votes, and they were just incredibly grateful and surprised. How did you feel about all of that and kind of the warm feelings of the other groups recognizing Brave Girls the way they did?
That's a good feeling. When it's just that feeling when someone works really hard and gets paid at the end. That's exactly what I'm getting from this. And props for VBG and Kepler for giving them that. And I think I'm pretty sure everyone have an inkling of giving a one up, but strategize, comes into play. But yeah, I'm just happy to see them not crying like in the freaking teaser.
Uh, so let's talk about that for a second. So essentially, what they did is they took all of the crying moments out of context and then they repeated them like a million times in all of the trailers from the past 2 weeks. That's essentially how you have to interpret that. Good
Yeah.
job, editing team, because you did a lot with a little. But my God, they repeated the same shot so many times over the past 2 weeks. So let's run down it a little bit. So, we got Cosmic Girls. They didn't get too much of story here. I think it was just very understood that they had one of the better stages,
Mm-hmm.
generally liked amongst the other groups. They did not put anyone above them, and they put LOONA below them.
Yep.
I see. We'll tie up LOONA all together. So
Oh yeah.
we'll do go to Kepler. They put Brave Girls above them, like we mentioned, but LOONA below them. Very, very spicy. So Mashiro was the representative. I thought that
Yeah.
was cute. That I think it was Cosmic Girls. Was it Exy? It said you had good English or good Korean. even though,
Yeah, Mashiro is fluent pretty
even though
much.
she's been here for like
Yeah.
5 years now, which is great. It's just good to see Mashiro, get a little spotlight.
Yes.
And then Jinsoul saying, "The babies are looking at me."
Oh no, they're looking at us.
All right. And then let's get to okay. Let's talk about LOONA a little bit here. So
Mm-hmm.
the critiques that Kepler and Uji Sonyo had were that the song didn't have the same energy as the first 2
Yeah.
stages, and then
Mm-hmm.
Uji Sonyo saying the song was a little too similar to the original.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, LOONA, very politely responded. It was just very tense, but they're all friends. How did you feel about the criticisms that Kepler and LOONA had for Butterfly?
It's not surprising. I kind of predicted this might happen, and it did happen. And let me just reiterate what was the critiques is. Kepler said it's not energetic. Yusonya said it's similar to normal stage, and VBG said it was they had too much anticipation, and the impact wasn't up to that anticipation. And it's understandable because you can't do that with the song Butterfly. You can't go, you know, pop lock and drop it with Butterfly, right? It's not type of song. And then I think Jin Sol said, yeah, to Kepler on that when she responds, she said, yeah, the song doesn't have high notes, and we kind of sing it throughout the song, kind of in falsetto. Uh, and of course, that's not a recipe for impactful, high energetic song, but I think they came in the competition, this part of competition, kind of make a song for the fans and not for uh, the stage, not for the for competition, if that makes sense. So I understand the critiques. I understand the points. So I'm not happy because I'm in orbit, but understandable.
Yeah, I think within the context of a competition, you have to pick someone below you. So I think if you're nitpicking, those would probably be the elements that fulfilling the competition and the challenge were
Yeah.
the least fulfilling of what was the expectation, right? But again, as a stage, amazing. And then they did repeat that many times, just like, but you guys did so well. It was such a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
song, et cetera, right? So I think there's just that mutual understanding that you have to play the game and you have to pick.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into what was the fun ones. VVZ. Love them so much. So VVZ and LOONA. So LOONA didn't pick anyone. Well, I'm going in a million directions. Start with LOONA. LOONA didn't pick anyone above them. So they felt like they were the best, and then they picked VVZ directly below them.
Yep.
Their critique was that the song didn't fit the theme as well as the first song, perhaps, when they did the different collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. VVZ, level above them, Brave Girls, amazing. Just so complimentary, right? Of everything that they've been through, and you can tell that they definitely connected with that story that they told on stage. And then below them, Kepler, hilarious. There's just something about Kepler where it's like at this point I feel like they've lightened up, and it's not. I mean, they've always been just happy to be there, but at this point, it's just like they understand it's a competition a little bit more.
Yeah. Kind of late, but at least they got there.
Yeah. And then we got to get to the best of them, Hyolyn. She's no one above her, but then she picked VVZ below, and the response was from Sinbi, "We accept. We're happy that we're below her." All right, can I ask you, are VVZ the best characters on this show?
They're just way too relaxed. That's the way I see it. And thank you for picking us under you because you are the queen. So we're just one under the queen. We're satisfied, pretty much.
100%. I feel like they're like the least pressed about anything. We're just like here. Look at us. We're here. It's like, God damn it. Shinbi is just so funny, and then Unha is just oblivious. Like, yes, everyone's amazing. You're amazing. We love being here. And then Umji's kind of serious, but not really. It's like, man, I love all three of them so much. Marry me. What?
What?
And then let's get to the tallied results. So the totals for the categories. So the categories were self-evaluations, global votes. So that's the audience that's watching it digitally live. Live audience, so people in studio, and then the combination of vocal and dance units. Number one, got Brave Girls with 19,000 points. That's crazy.
Yeah. Which category are you listing right now?
Oh, so I went through all of them real quick. So we did so the ones that they showed global votes. So the live stream audience was 5,000, and the live studio audience was 9,000. But all of the votes for both of those. Crazy.
Yes. Oh, are you listing the whole tally or just parts of it?
Whole tally.
Oh, whole tally. Okay.
Yeah. So what did you think about Brave Girls just sweeping everything and just like getting the number one spot here?
Deserving. The stage. I don't have to say anything. Just watch the stage and you like yes, on number one, of course.
You can tell that the audience, whether it was the live stream or the in-studio audience, understood the gravity of the moment, right? Where these are fans who've been watching the show, we assume, so they know that if they get last, they will be gone.
Yeah.
And combined with just how sentimental and emotional that stage was, I think that they really grasped what was happening. So you can call it a sentimental vote, but at the same time, that's kind of what the show is about. It's about showing the journey of all of these performers, these idols. So I think in that sense, they did exactly what they needed to do, and they did it so well. That's kind of ridiculous that they got first place in all.
Everything.
Cosmic Girls at number 2 with 18,262 points. Again, not too much story with them. I feel like they're just floating under the radar now. But we'll see how that final stage goes. LOONA jumped up third place with 11,972. Hyolyn, that's the big drop off. So she gets fourth place with 11,810 votes.
Yeah.
But then she does get a couple last place finishes. She gets the global vote last place.
Yes, let's talk about that.
And I don't. Well, I have an idea, but I want to hear what you think. What did you think was the reason why the global vote fell off so hard for her?
I think Eunha kind of, I think that she kind of got the ball on that because if you see the global vote and you compare it, like the middle of the pack, number 2 to 5, doesn't move much. But then it's literally just the top and the bottom flip, right? Which is odd. And then Eunha says it feels like everyone that voted for Hyolyn jumped ship to Brave Girls. And I don't know what triggers that because I just need to know when this global vote was implemented.
It's live.
It's live?
Yeah. So there's a group of fans that are selected to watch it live stream to get a link, and then they get to vote as it's happening.
Okay. Yeah, but it's just crazy.
It is crazy
because I would imagine Hyolyn was maybe third or something like that. It'd be fine, but 6 is just wow.
It does feel like the fandoms of each group maintained, and then it's really just how you feel about Hyolyn and Brave Girls. My idea behind it is that I think there's a little bit of Hyolyn fatigue between global and the live audience, where yes, she's very good. Yes, this stage is very good. I loved it. I think it's better than her So What stage. But I think people are just generally tired of voting her one, and are just making that subjective decision where it's like, I like the stage, but I can't vote for you number 1 again when I know Brave Rose is going to get eliminated. And I think that's what might have happened.
But that pattern doesn't hold with the audience vote, though. This is when I told you I went to Wiki, look at the parts of the vote. Can I just list the audience vote?
Yeah, go for it.
So okay, so this is out of 9,000 points. This is the live audience only. People that's live sitting on down in front of the stage. So number 1 is Brave Girls, of course. Number 2 is Uju Number 3 is Hyolyn. So the global and the audience doesn't really match. I guess we can say that the difference between global votes and the audience vote. Yeah.
I think there's probably a combination of those things, right? Where I think still, if you're in live studio audience, the impact of Hyolyn going last is still probably emotionally impactful, right? Where you're still watching on a computer screen if it's the global audience, and at that point it's whatever fandom was able to get a seat for that. So I think that is probably more representative of fandom, where in studio audience it's locals, it's netizens. So there is a little bit more variability, and it's more a response to how the stage is performed as opposed to where your fandom lies.
Interesting. Let me continue that that list. I ended with 3rd is Hyolyn, 4th is LOONA, 5th is Kepler, and last is VBZ, which is like, think about that.
They didn't get it. That's why. Just kidding. Again, I think it's where the performance was. I mean, it went number 2, so
yeah.
It followed up The Boys, which is a cover of Girls' Generation. So I think if you're just going off of the emotions of the crowd, it's like, wow, we get to hear The Boys again. We haven't heard this song in 5 years, and it's done by Kepler. And I think there just might be a nostalgia to that.
Yeah.
Bop Bop is still a very new song for a lot of people. Even though I think that stage is brilliant. I guess if you did just have to connect with what was happening on stage and your familiarity with those songs,
Yeah.
everything else had a little bit more history than Bop Bop.
Bad order,
Agree.
pretty much. Bad order.
BBZ's getting shafted. What the hell, man? I love them. No, but it makes sense. And honestly, I don't take it too seriously in the sense that I think they're all just happy to be there, to be honest. And they're all pretty close at the end. And they're at the final stage. I think that's all that matters to me is they get to perform their final song. And I'm just happy Brave Girls not only are not getting eliminated, but now get like this boost of confidence that they didn't expect was going to happen. I think that's like the main story. I think VVZ and Uju Sonya are pretty comfortable as far as where they are in their careers. It's like, it's just a cool thing to do with my friends. I'm glad that they got to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
One quick thing that I forgot was Yujin and Bona. That was great that they got to meet up kind of in between the stages. Yujin kind of broke down because they had trainees for a long time. It's funny because like Kepler is all babies, but then you forget that Yujin turns 26 next month or in 2 months.
She's a vet.
Yeah, she turned 26 in August. So it's like, yeah, she's been around for a minute. And then her friendship with Bona is like, oh man. Bona is the true friend that's like the maternal like comfort, like rock for. And
he came back at the right time.
Just man, there's just something really cool about seeing her on this show.
We just don't know just how many of these idols know each other just from trainee and also school they attend.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I find out like, whoa, she knows her, like Yojin and beginning, remember? Very first episode 0, Yojin and Dayon going to same school. So yeah, the web is quite tighter than we thought.
Yeah. They're all essentially friends at this point.
Yeah.
It's a friend of a friend knowing someone. Oh, it's all good. And that's why I love the fact that VVZ is like the least pressed of all of them. Because I feel like they're just like, yeah, these are just all the people I grew up with. That's cool.
Yorama.
That.
Okay. I don't think you finished the list yet, the final tally.
Oh yeah. So let's go through it. What did we at left?
I think we stop at Hyolyn 4th.
Hyolyn 4th. So they got VVZ at 5th with 9,523. My whole thing with them is that if you're a G friend fan, if you're a buddy, you'll love it. But I do think that there is a level of reintroduction into VVZ and people needing to remember that this is G friend.
Yeah.
And then Kepler is just brand new. People don't really have a history with that. That does make sense, unfortunately. Them being 6th at 9,331 points. Yeah, well, we'll see how it all shakes out for the finale. Any last thoughts that you have on the results?
I just thought it was funny when it was BBG's turn when they got announced 5th, and Anha's 5th place comment. She thought that the word 5th in Korean, which is OE, is very cute. Can you explain to me what Anha is for me, please?
If I could explain what Anha is, then I should be given a PhD in adorableness and a deep understanding of the academic valor of what Anha sense. I cannot. But when it happened, everyone just stopped. Even Hyolyn was like, what just happened?
Shinbi facepalmed. It was funny.
Shinbi was like, this is my friend, guys. I'm sorry. And then the way she said it, she was just so convinced that she was right. It's like 5th place is cute. It sounds so cute. I'm just like, you are
5th place.
You are 5th
cute.
place. You are the cute. Oh my god. Yeah. You know what? The world is just a better place that Anha exists.
Great statement.
Yeah. Shout out to Anna. It is her birthday. By
Oh,
the time you're listening to this, exactly on May 30th. So yes, happy birthday to Anha. If you hear the show, feel free to reach out. We'd love to have you. Okay, that's all. Bye. Let's move on now to the finale. So we got all the songs, everyone recorded. We're gonna do a game. We're gonna do something kind of special here. So, um, in basketball, in the NBA and the NFL, baseball as well, but it's not as televised. There's a thing called the draft for each of these sports, and teams get to select their number one pick to be on their team, to build around, to be a cornerstone, or maybe even be a contributing member of success in the future. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Queendom final song draft, where Reach and I will go back and forth selecting songs that we love, that are going to be on our playlist, that are going to be in our top of where we think that they are going to land. And that's going to be our way to introduce the songs that were on the final. So as the guest of honor, Reach, I will let you select first. So with the number one
want me to select first?
In the final song, Queendom 2 draft, Reach, what is your selection?
I am very in brand with the charting that's going on right now, and fully agree that number one pick is BBC Red Sun.
Bro, that was gonna be mine. I hate it.
It's an easy choice. You just listen to it, and it's the best song in there.
Oh man! All right, so
much as I want it to be Luna, but the Red Sun is just a better song, best song in there. I think.
Oh man, that just goes to show how like tied in we are to this. So you are all over Discords and like the fandom stuff. I am very disconnected. I like what I like. I'm just going to consume it and analyze it with my whatever limited knowledge I have. I've been listening to Red Sun for a day straight. What? Okay, so at the end of the episode, they kind of describe it and they preview it for all the different groups, right? So they get the headphones on, they do the little thing. It's described as a jazzy show tunes kind of song. To me, it feels like G-Friend.
It's G-Friend,
right? It's dramatic, but it's also very playful. It's like I forget who it was, but they pantomimed like walking, kind of strolling. I think it was Shin Xiaoting. It's like, yes, this is Anha. Please.
It's gonna be good stuff.
Oh my god, yeah, Red Sun is going to be incredible. As far as a song, I don't know how the votes are going to shake out. Please recognize this song, because this is the most correct number one pick you could have made, as far as I'm concerned. I would have selected it.
Yeah.
You took my pick.
You gave me the first pick. Thank you.
Well, this is I am complimentary to my co-host always. All right, that's off the table. My pick.
Please.
I'm between two, but I will go with my heart because I am a big simp. I'm going to go with Wuju Sonyo and Aura as my selection.
No. That's my number two.
I guess we're just aligned. This is wild. All right, so this is very much a Space Girls song. It's like dark Space Girls. On the show, they did not describe this song. None of the groups had a really clear way to explain what the song was. I will just say, kind of revisit the first two stages. It's a very similar dark fantasy theme that you're getting from this song, with a little bit more modern update and definitely a cleaner version of those songs, because I think they had time to produce it and then do the full recording. So that's the best way I can describe it. What about this song really stands out to you?
It's whoever made this song, I don't know who made this song, but they really know like the dreamy concept of what Ujisonya is. And I just thought it captures it, and then it's just good. This is the sound that I like coming up for them. So
yeah, 100%. It's a great blend of kind of the old Ujisonya with the mature levels of Ujisonya, right? It's a nice midpoint between where were we at, like Butterfly and a Natural. right? Maybe
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
yeah, maybe even before Butterfly. Um,
Um,
I think what else?
I think Butterfly is the better Iruri.
Irori. Nice. Okay, yeah. As You Wish. Yeah, so good midpoint between As You Wish and Unnatural, I think is that where this song lands from. All right. Your selection.
My number two, well, number three now, is Whistle by Brave Girls.
Okay. All
I
right.
really like the whole funky sound of it. Uh, I just thought it sounds good. It's really, like I said, the writers kind of the kind of their older sound, their iconic older sound. So yeah,
That is my note. I feel like this is the most modern version of Roland that they've done so far.
yeah.
It's just very cleaned up. You do get the sense of older K-pop where it's very catchy, but it does have a more modern take on it. Where yes, Brave Bros are definitely on this song, but I feel like Brave Bros have kind of figured it out a little bit with this one.
Brave girls,
Yeah,
brave bros.
the other members, the other groups, teams, described it pretty well. So they had like a summer refreshing feel to it. Yorm, God, I love Yorm. Holding a cocktail on the beach. Imagine being on the beach with Yorm and having a cocktail.
Your means summer.
Chori with the hair flip. It's Troy, right? I'm pretty sure that was her with the hair flip. It went by fast. I didn't rewind it. And then Unha.
Yeah.
Just Unha. What? God, I cannot describe it. You need to just watch her reaction. But yeah, just
Mystery.
Very much of fun summaries. Yeah, great song. Wow.
Okay.
Number three selection. All right, so my next. Do I surprise everyone? No, I'll just do it. It's Luna with Pose.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it's a very fun song. I think it's a very sexy song. It's got some dancing. Exy's, doing the dancing. Doing the dancing. Yes, I said that, guys. Youngun, I like the b-boy nature that she kind of describes the song as. It's a boy idol song. I think they could do a lot with this song. I think this definitely leans towards their most recent type of songs where it's girl crush. It's in the So What, Paint the Town, So Bad.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, well, go ahead. What did you think about this song?
It's very interesting to me because I guess Luna exude this not vision but this what's the word I'm looking for, this image of them as being someone like equal to doing like a boy group kind of uh concept, right? Because they had all their dance practice, like, well, they don't dance like the comment that come out a lot, like they don't dance like any girl groups, they resemble more like a boy group. So I guess I can get that their the song here kind of replicates that, but it's just odd to me. Like I was I wanted something more pre So What, their early sound. But yeah, I guess the Isuman change just what sticks to them right now.
Yeah, the Isuman inspiration influence is definitely powerful here. Yeah, no, I don't know what a new Luna song would sound like if they went into the bright, lighter, almost
Same,
fairy concept.
same.
And I think
No idea.
it's a little it leaves a lot to be desired because I would love that again, but it just feels like they're quadrupling down at this point.
Oh yeah.
their fourth time at this, and yeah, it seems like this is the direction now. But I think they're gonna perform it well, and that's why I selected it here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll just be a nice contrast to what we saw in Butterfly. How that's gonna turn out, I don't know. But I think if you're looking at all of the performances, you're going to see a lot of variety in every single stage that they did for this show. I think this will give them another step in that direction where they can kind of build off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, your next pick, sir.
Well, my fifth pick, not fifth, fourth actually. It's no, my third. Not, what am I thinking? I'm only picking three.
It's a fifth overall, the fifth overall pick.
Fifth overall pick, my third draft pick is Kepler, the girls can't turn me down.
I wanted that one. I was hoping you were going to take Hyolyn.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just feel like it's just a good song. I think it's, can I say, on brand with them, even if they don't have much music. But I feel like if Kepler come back with the song, this could be in there, or maybe like in a strong side B side for them. So I'm happy with it. It's just not. I guess it's predictable, if I can say that. Predictable sound of someone who makes the next Kepler comeback. Yeah, this would be the song. Yeah.
I think because they don't have a long history, a long discography, this song makes a lot of sense for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think this song is better than Warada. I think this song knows exactly what it wants to be. Warada has a few too many elements of them kind of treading the line between girl crush, space crush, and the cute yeah, I sang it that way on purpose. Because I think they need to lean into one direction. They need to grasp onto a concept, and this song grasp teen crush, girl crush perfectly.
Yeah,
I think it's it, right? Like, you know exactly the personality of this song and what the group is now representing. For them, I think it's great. I think it's a great follow-up. And if they're going to continue on with these types of stages, I think it makes all their stages a little too similar. But I mean, with the exception of Pool Party. But I think it's good for their careers moving forward because they are literally only months into this contract. Yeah. So I think if it's gonna set them up to just be like, okay, this is our practice to now just like really hammer this concept home. Let's do the best stage we've ever done. I mean, it can really, one, it could boost them up in the future, but also it could just really motivate them to have a great stage for this finale.
Mm-hmm. You can make a music video like G-Idol did with Lion.
Yeah, that was so epic. It's crazy to think Lion was a song from this show when Lion might have been like one of their best songs over the past like 3 years.
Lion was great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, because I cannot think of the other releases that happened after Lion.
For G-Idol?
Yeah, like
not even Tomboy.
Right now, it was since between Lion and Tomboy. I think Tomboy was the big shift in genre, but now it's
and also from the long hiatus.
That is the thing. Yep, that is the thing. All right, moving on. So my last selection will be the last song, and it's Hyolyn with Waka Boom featuring Lee Youngji. So they described it as Arabian Nights. It's got some hard-hitting aggression. Hikaru dancing was kind of funny. Youngin grabbing the mic. Heejin. Heck. funny girls. Yeah, so this is very aggressive. It's cool that Youngji's on this song. They do show it in the previews a bit that she is definitely part of the creative process. In the song, she works really well. Man, I really like her parts in the song. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like on stage. she has become a really good dancer. So maybe she gets like an actual choreography set next
Oh,
to
you think
Hyolyn.
they both? You think she gonna come out? Oh yeah, it makes sense. She would come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because she was a rapper initially, but then she slowly started to like pop up in idol music videos. The most memorable one is the Soyeon music video.
Oh, what was that?
It's the one where she's works at a burger place. It,
Yeah, yeah.
she talks about some really good deep stuff in that song. I can't remember for the life of me. It was in summertime this time last year. Great album, by the way. But yeah, Lee Young-ji dances really well in that music video, and it's like amazing. Let's get you on stage. So
Yeah, she can dance. She got some legs.
yeah, 100%. As far as Hyun's singing in the song, nothing that differentiates too much from the past stages, but I think the inclusion of Youngji is going to elevate that as far as an
Yeah,
overall performance.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't think it's my favorite of the 6 songs. Why is
yeah.
this the best?
I have the same sentiment as you. Like, where can Hyolyn go from here? I mean, she's already established, and I think this song kind of like just kind of ride in that coattail. Uh, just add a new twist, which is Youngji. I mean, it's a good song. It's nice, but it's expected, if that's if you can call it that.
Yeah, I think so. And I do also think that Arabian Nights genre is a little dated.
Mm. I've 11. Okay.
Um, I wasn't the biggest fan of 11.
Oh, okay, okay. You're on brand.
I love Love Dive. Like
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
Dive
More?
might be like a top 10 song for me this year.
Ooh.
I like really love that song. So 11 didn't work for me. Love Dive, that's the one right there. Love Dive made me an Eyes One fan.
Okay, now you went backwards there.
Right? My brain just like went in reverse time travel and said, "You love Eyes One now." It's like, "Oh, I do. I really do." Yeah, no. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that song. A little dated, not to say that it's not modernized, not to say that it might play out better on stage, but when I first heard
Yeah.
it, I was like, "Okay, I think this is something that she could have done 3 years ago." Not in a bad way. It's just like,
Yeah.
where do we go from here?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad song, and I think she'll kill it. But my last pick is definitely the song that I didn't like, that I like the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Aside from that, I think we kind of previewed the finale. Any hopes you have for the last episode 10 of Queendom?
My hope is for LOONA to win, but that's gonna be really because I'm pretty biased. My hopes are biased, but I try to do every team fairly. Um, the only thing we know about the final stage is the song and the order, number 1 and number 6.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I'm going to pose it as a question. So we know 1 and 6. We also know on the Spotify playlist that was advertised on the show a million times. I guess Mnet has a great relationship with Spotify, is a direct sponsor. You can go listen to the songs now, and that stream counts towards the count for the finals.
Yep.
Finals.
5,000 points.
On the playlist, Jordan is 1, Brave Girls is 6, 2 is Cosmic Girls, 3 is Kepler, 4 is VVZ, 5 is LOONA. Did they mess up?
You have a good eye.
Did they mess up? Am I crazy here?
You know what? If that's if that's true, dude, props. But why did they put Hero number 1? Why did they put Brave Girls number 6? Why did Brave Girls make their choices during the their order.
They made that like a month ago, essentially, right? Because that was shot like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they might mess that up. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Just saying.
If that is the case, I really like where LOONA is number 5.
A good spot.
It's a good spot.
Good spot. I'm really concerned now for PVC at number 4.
Ooh, 3 and 4 is rough.
Yeah.
At the final stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, go ahead.
Sorry. I do like what Yuna said when they were picking. We could we're gonna put Hyolyn number 1 because we never seen her first, and then she's like, we might make a huge mistake because she could kill the first city and make everything after that just forgettable.
Yeah, like the conflict, right? It's like,
yeah,
they could have put her like 5 or like 3 or 4, and that would have been a big
3 and 4.
like power play.
Yeah,
but they didn't. My hope is Cosmic Girls builds off of that last stage and wins it.
Oof, LED.
Straight up win it. That's my thing. Because they've been quiet the past 2 episodes. The past episode. So for them to win it, they don't really have story momentum. So it's all just on like stage performance.
This one performance, yeah.
Yeah.
60,000 points. So you can possibly win the whole thing if you pretty much kill the whole thing. Because 60,000 points, I think it's more than the total points right now, right? Total tally. That's a huge number. I mean, last stage was only 20,000 points.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
This final stage is waiting. Is weighting like heavy the entire point total. So
yeah.
I'm just a big Cosmic Girl. Best. I would love VVZ to have a showing. I don't think they're gonna win it. I don't think they're gonna come close because they've already done amazing stages, and then still it's like people just don't connect with it. So no fault on the people voting. It's fine. But,
yeah.
I mean,
made an analysis that have been trending down. They're like started 3rd, they started 4th, and it's like I said, now it's like 5th in the 3rd stage. So they need some not miracle, but they need to do well in this final stage if they want to win.
It's the best song. Oh, I don't know, man.
Bad order.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know what else they can do.
It's bad order, and if you said the Spotify list is what they're gonna perform at, they're in a bad position to perform too. Bad order, I mean. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
Those are all my thoughts moving forward. Anything else you want to close this out on?
That's kaja.
Very nice. Perfect way. Well, we are going to be watching the finale and recording next week, getting that up, and that'll be it. So this has been a pleasure, man.
What a journey.
We're at the end.
It's fun. It's been great.
Yeah, no, we'll wrap it up well next week. It'll be fun.
It will. It's gonna be. I'm feeling it's gonna be a really long show, broken into 2 parts. Again, maybe.
It could just be 2.5 hours.
Or it can be 6 hours. We don't know.
It's unedited. the preparation is just
literally.
It's a vlog style where the camera is just in the training room and they don't cut. Imagine. Well, we'll find out the results next week, and we'll just keep listening to the songs. Keep streaming your favorites, everyone. It's all on Spotify, as they painfully repeated to us and reminded us throughout the last 30 minutes of the show that they have a great partnership with Spotify. So good job, Mnet. Yeah, that does it for us. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Soju Sessions on the SojuTalk Nation podcast feed. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and continue the conversation on the SojuTalk K-pop podcast Discord. For Reach, I'm Crispy, and this has been the Soju Sessions.